In this video, we're going to find equations of the lines tangent to the curve y equals 2x plus 3 over x plus 2 that are parallel to the line x minus y equals negative 4. So the first thing we're going to do, because we're trying to find equations of lines tangent to the curve, is we're going to differentiate this function here so we can find out the gradient of the tangent lines. So in order to differentiate that function, y equals 2x plus 3 over x plus 2, we're going to need to use the quotient rule. And I've just written that out on the top right hand side here, just for reference. So differentiating this function then, we're going to have y dash of x is going to be equal to, well, our denominator is x plus 2, so that is our v part in the formula there. So we're going to have x plus 2 times the derivative of u, which is our numerator. So the derivative of 2x plus 3 is just 2. And then we subtract u, so 2x plus 3, and then times the derivative of v. So the derivative of our denominator there, x plus 2, is just 1. And that's going to be all over v squared, which is x plus 2 all squared. So now we can start simplifying this. So we get then that y dash of x is equal to 2x plus 4 minus 2x minus 3, and that is all over x plus 2 all squared. And finally then we get y dash of x is equal to, well, 2x minus 2x cancels out, and then 4 minus 3 is 1, and then in the denominator we get x plus 2 all squared. We don't know yet the value for x when the tangent line intersects the curve, so we'll just call that point x equals a for now. So therefore the slope of the tangent line at this point is going to be 1 over a plus 2 all squared. And we got this value of the slope here just by plugging in x equals a into our gradient function here. Now if the tangent line is to be parallel to the line x minus y equals negative 4, then their slopes need to be the same. Now x minus y equals negative 4, well, that is equivalent to y is equal to x plus 4, and the gradient of this line is 1, so therefore the gradient of the tangent line is 1. So we have then that the slope of our tangent line, which is 1 over a plus 2 all squared, is equal to 1. So that means then, multiplying both sides by a plus 2 all squared, we're going to end up with a plus 2 all squared is equal to 1. And then taking the square root of both sides, so we're going to get a plus 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 1, which is just plus or minus 1. So we get a plus 2 is equal to plus or minus 1. So therefore then we have a is equal to, well, 1 minus 2 is negative 1, and if a is equal to negative 1, then negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. So a equals minus 1, or a equals minus 3. So first we'll take a is equal to negative 1. So that means if x is equal to a, then x is equal to negative 1. So we just plug x equals negative 1 into our equation for the curve, and then we'll find our y coordinate at the point when x equals negative 1. So when a is equal to negative 1, well then y is going to be equal to 2 times negative 1 plus 3 over negative 1 plus 2, and that is equal to, well, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 3 is 1, and then negative 1 plus 2 is 1, so y is equal to 1. So at the point negative 1, 1, the equation of the tangent line is y minus 1 is equal to our gradient, which is just 1, times x minus minus 1, which is just x plus 1. So therefore, the equation of the tangent line is going to be y is equal to x plus 2. So now we'll look at when a is equal to negative 3. So when a is equal to negative 3, well then y is equal to 2 times negative 3 plus 3 over negative 3 plus 2, and that's going to be equal to, well, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, and then plus 3 is negative 3, and then negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, so y is going to be equal to 3. So at the point negative 3, 3, the equation of the tangent line is y minus 3 is going to be equal to our gradient, which is 1, times x minus minus 3, which is the same as x plus 3, and therefore the equation of our tangent line is going to be y is equal to x plus 6. So that answers the question then. We've found the equations of the lines tangent to the curve, y equals 2x plus 3 over x plus 2, that are parallel to the line x minus y equals negative 4. So there were y equals x plus 2 and y equals x plus 6. So just to finish with then, we'll bring up a graph of what this curve looks like and what these tangent lines and the line x minus y equals negative 4 look like. So we can see we've got the curve in blue here, and we've got the line x minus y equals minus 4 in the middle here, and then we've got our tangent lines. So the tangent line y equals x plus 6 is in magenta, and that was when a was equal to negative 3, and we've got the tangent line y equals x plus 2, that is in green there, and that was when a was equal to negative 1. And we can see in the graph here that the tangent lines definitely look parallel to the line x minus y equals minus 4. Okay, so that finishes off this question then.